So, Jay, we are going to get into the conversation that you and I had earlier this week because I thought that would be very fun.
Yep,
I want to hear.
I sent Jay his whole marketing plan, so it's fine.
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Remember the reel I sent you on Instagram?
Oh,
that's your whole new content marketing plan. Just follow that; you'll be fine. It's fine.
I'm not an editor. Buy my shit.
Do it.
That was really funny.
Yeah, it was. Ashley's been spending a lot of time on content creation and getting it out there.
Right.
But I mean, she's had what, over like 5,000 plays in what, this week?
Over like almost
what?
Almost 20,000.
Oh yeah, so I was way off, but yeah, 20,000 plays in a week.
Nice.
Well, to be fair, one of them was a play on a Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, which was bound to get a lot of views because that's why I used it. But yeah, that one got over like 10,000 plays.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
She's been having fun.
That's good.
Ish.
That's important. You got to have fun doing it.
I don't.
You have to have fun.
Yeah,
find something that's fun about it.
Can I make chat bigger? Or just pop it chat on Kick?
You could pop it out.
I can?
Yeah.
How do I pop it out?
Just whip it out.
Hit settings.
Oof.
And then hit pop out.
That's what
she
said.
Cog. You have to grab the cog and whip it out.
Grab the cog.
I see it.
And whip it out.
Grab a hold of it.
Like, oh, you about to get this dick.
Because that way, because it's over there.
What is it? I should call him or something? Is that how that goes?
Yes.
My asshole's in danger.
Oh, I didn't have the replay.
My asshole is in danger.
But now I can't see what you pull up. I might have to pull this up on the phone. We'll get there.
And Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see Discord. That's the thing.
Damn.
You can't see Discord.
Eliminate.
No, I'll half and half it. We'll full screen this. No.
That's what she said.
That works.
Off camera, the commentary is great. We should just have Jay off camera the whole time.
just sitting in the back laughing at random shit.
Oh my god.
Like don't even put him on the screen. Just let him sit in the background and just commentate the whole thing.
Yeah, I've only got one screen, so.
Oh.
Tragic.
That's why I put it.
I know
Michael
I missed
Hoffman.
Flat screen TV. A small flat screen TV.
Cellular phone.
Oh my god. I gotta adjust all my volumes from last week. Jesus Christ.
What?
Man, I was watching the WWE Fastlane pre-show last night, and the analyst had the mic like right next to her cheek, and so you heard every single pop and breath she took, and nobody told her, hey, back it away from your mouth a little bit.
There was AEW. I watched some of the matches on AEW, just like certain wrestlers still popping or whatever. There's one and I'm sitting there, and I was like, they just hot mic'd. He said, "Reverse me."
Reverse me?
I was like, yeah, on a Irish whip where he grabbed his arm to throw him against the rope, and but just before that, he said, "Reverse me."
Did y'all see that? That reminds me of that soccer play where the guy pulled like the yellow card, and the player pulls out a Uno reverse card on him. Did y'all see that? Like no shit in the middle of a football match.
That was KSI, the Sideman.
Was it
challenge? Yeah, it's KSI's group versus a bunch of other YouTubers on the other team.
Pulled out it was funny as hell. Pulled out a reverse card. That is no shit awesome.
I'd like to see that in a real match.
I feel like
knocking.
I feel like I should carry around like Uno reverse card at all times.
Bro, that would be a good thing to put in a wallet.
Good idea.
Yeah, just keep it in your wallet.
No.
But in the NCO core, that'd be great because somebody coming at you with some dumb shit, you can just be like, here you go.
Bro.
And then just make them fucking about face, get the fuck out.
Make a business card that looks exactly like a Uno reverse on the front and on the back. It's your business info.
I'm gonna put that on my stories. It's gonna be if you could have any Uno card in your pocket all the time, which one would it be?
Gotta be that
Definitely
one.
be the reverse. It's got to be the reverse.
I don't know. Mine might be the skip.
Yeah.
Mine's
Skipping
wild.
this one.
Skip. No, thank you.
I'm carrying the wild card.
Somebody just brings up a conversation you just don't want to be a part of. Just pull out the skip card. Like,
Yeah.
that's
The
genius.
equivalent
Ash.
of a shut up.
Yeah.
You know what?
Skipping.
But here, instead of the like draw 4 wild, I would like cross out the wild and put fuck, and then it'd be like, here, go find 4 fucks who care.
Yeah, but you can't alter it. You have to use it as it is from the deck.
Yeah.
No, I'd write fuck.
That's the whole point of the challenge.
I'm changing the rules.
See,
Yeah.
Yes.
but instead of not the draw 4, just the wild card, because they have the wild and then also the draw 4, you can be like, draw it out. Topics that, you don't want to talk about it. Hey, change topic.
About to change
My
it.
choice.
I want to know what's this conversation you had.
Right now?
Yeah. From well,
We want to get into it right now.
Well,
Or
what is the
Bumblebees?
what is the premise of this story? Is this political?
I don't know what that is.
No, it's
So wait.
marketing.
Hold-
Marketing?
Hold.
In a nutshell.
Let's have the conversation I just had with my kid.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing chores. We went to my dad's to watch the game and we just got back. So I was like,
Which
wait,
game?
for now? Okay. Vikings game.
That's not
Um,
a game.
Irrelevant.
Oh, it was a game, but regardless.
It was
We
a
lost.
good game.
The conversation I had, she's cleaning the bathroom. She opens the door. Did you flush the toilet? What? She goes, did you flush the toilet? No, I'm out here. Well, I had a thing in the toilet and all that, and nobody's answering. Did you flush the toilet? How do I flush the toilet from in here? It's not remote. I'm like, I'm confused. She just turns around and slams the door. I was like, okay.
You don't have remote flushing toilets?
Gosh.
I know, right?
Everyone has one of
Bluetooth.
those.
It's connected to my
Peasant.
phone.
Bluetooth. It's Alexa.
Like,
Alexa.
I mean,
Alexa.
I would
flush
have
the
I would have
toilet.
went and grabbed it is actually Alexa. That's my oldest daughter.
Oh shit.
She's Alexandria, but we call her Alexa. No, I'm like,
Hey Alexa, shitter's full.
yeah. If I would have like been in there to flush the toilet, I would have grabbed my own beer instead of having you bring me one. But whatever.
Oh.
That's
Thoughts. Sorry.
Oh.
So our conversation is similar.
Well, so all right. So
Is it the appropriate time to get into this?
I'm gonna premise it a little bit
Okay,
first.
okay. Yeah, we
Okay.
need something to lead up to it.
Yeah. So as
got our
everybody
rant.
knows, yes,
Yeah.
on Twitter, as y'all could tell, we charged Jay with doing something that he'd never done before. We're TikTok famous because of him, because he tagged both of us, and all of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Mike's
we
picked
wanted
my
to dog rant.
proceeds.
Yeah.
Wait, did you get a viral video from it?
No, not at all.
I was like gonna go. That's awesome, man. I was gonna
Totally
that's
fell for
great.
it, Skip.
Not yet.
Hey,
I haven't even
man.
put out edits on it yet.
Yeah,
As
That's what
an
this week's
E9, I didn't expect you to be that gullible, but okay.
I never know what comes out of your mouth, whether what it could be
Whoa.
either way.
What? Did he
Could
just
be
say the
anything.
C word?
What comes out of your mouth? Yeah.
You mean into?
So
Tuna's
yeah.
mouth. You never know.
so we asked Jay to make us a little doggy rant for our, little fucking heathens.
Little?
Mhm.
Yep. They're 10 pounds piece.
No, they are. The doggy ramp's not.
No. But yeah, so had him do it. He was challenged. Took him a little bit. Part of that was because, time frames. But he finally got it to us, and it actually worked out perfect. And there was only one defect that came, and that was due to UPS shipping.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you know what? Worked out. Fixed it. And it's working fucking great. Both the dogs are using it. So, but when we got it, I think me and Jay were on FaceTime for like an hour.
Yeah.
And
Saw
Ashley got a... Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did see my wiener. Well, he heard my wiener.
Wait, what?
I had to pee.
Twice in a 5 minute span.
I was like, hey,
don't understand.
Yeah, no, I said, hey man, is your I was like, are your
What
kids
are we
around here? And he
looking
said, no, why? And I was like, all right. And then I just walked in the bathroom and I started peeing, and he started laughing, and it happened twice. Didn't
Cool.
care. But we were on the phone for about an hour. I actually got a little bit upset about that because she was like, are you ever going to shut up? Oh, there it is. Yep.
Nice.
Our bed is really fucking tall, so it was like
I like that it's adjustable, so when they learn to be able to jump, you can lower it.
Is that like a spare bed
No.
or half of one? Oh,
My question is
it just
That's 36 inches tall, right there.
squished?
so you guys got the doggies up there. I want the video of Ashley crawling up there so the dogs follow her.
Wait, you did that?
Yeah, okay. No.
You just put little treats up it, right? Put little treats up it?
Well, yeah, we just kind of got treats and kind of guided them up. And poor Ruger, though, as you can see, he had a cone on because, he just got neutered and
guy.
everything. And
He has no
And like his own balls. That's
so he
up.
didn't have any spatial awareness. So it was really, really hard. He was extra scared because he's like, dude, I can't even see. And we expected him to like jump on this island. And so it took him a little bit longer. And he's still more hesitant than Remy.
There's a rubber
cool.
ducky on the bed. What is Tuna going to play with in the bathtub?
You guys share a pillow? Is that you guys share one pillow?
No, that's just
there's
Bro,
four behind
there
it.
are six. There are 6 pillows on that fucking bed.
that's
I
a
see
mound
a
of
blue
pillows.
pillow, a white pillow,
1, 2,
and
3,
like a
4.
gray thing
No,
behind
7.
it.
There are
There's
7
two-
pillows.
There's 2
There-
gray pillows, and then there's 2 of these gray and white ones with the
And then-
the pleats in it.
And then there's also one long,
Wait,
like
Is that
body
white
pillow behind it.
Just a long pillow?
It's a
Yeah,
king-size
that's a
pillow.
king size pillow.
So I'm looking at it going, there's like one pillow.
No, that's
Well, I know
just a
there's some
king size
behind it.
pillow. Yeah.
That's the one that
Oh.
Ash hugs at night, I bet.
No, it's not.
No, we have a body
It's-
pillow.
It's
This is where the
between
magic happens,
the
chat.
2 pillows. It
At
lays
least
over
twice.
the top of the 2 pillows.
So that white pillow is the one that Ashley puts her her head on and sleeps on at night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heads at
He
plural?
stole that one from a
she
hotel.
has
For
2.
Yeah, I did. I stole that. That pillow came from Vegas.
That's why. That's why we have one random king size pillow.
Interesting.
Which pillow is the prop up pillow for
Is this bed like a twin size
Never
bed?
All right.
No, it's a queen.
It's a queen. So the 2 gray pillows and then the blue and white striped ones that you see, those are usually the ones that we like prop up on at night. Is a gray pillow and then one of the decorative pillows back there.
The striped pillows.
Well, yeah, the ones in the back, they're like striped. Like they
Oh.
match the bedding. They match the comforter.
Oh, yeah, I see the lines there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
there's the rubber ducky for decoration.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
we had to represent the the boys on the bed.
Yeah.
I would say that is like the whole aesthetic is pretty pleasing.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And then there's Ashley's
Look,
bathrobe.
The bath
It blends right in.
rug even match.
Yeah. Yeah.
It blends right in there. Because you got
A
like the
little-
distressed frame there, right, on the bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to distress the ramp a little bit.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, so if you look like where that plank is that's propping it up, that's
Yeah.
the one little bitty piece that was broken off right in front of that.
The back side, yeah. So
Yeah.
the bottom's a frame, rectangle frame.
Yeah.
There's the front's in, and the back one got popped out somehow. Which
Yeah, it's like the stop, right?
Yeah.
Back there.
yeah, the back part. I talked to my wife too about it. I don't know how they fucked it up because it shipped flat, and the ramp piece covers that. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, maybe they just stood it up, and no, they like missed it on the truck and I have no idea, no
Oh.
clue.
Yes.
That or
That
or
whole
my
ramp is
tight ass-
hinged.
They
Yeah.
fucking throw those things.
Yeah.
Boxes.
Well,
Yeah.
it was.
if you write
what was
fragile on it,
32 and a half?
everything will be broken. Promise.
32 and a half pounds.
Yeah, that's
For
not
Julie.
bad. We had some.
UPS tried to screw me on that.
We had
or
some
screw-
heirloom.
well, Us.
We had some heirloom glasses that my wife's grandmother had. She passed. So we got these glasses and we packed them up, sent them UPS, put fragile this side up, got them back. Half of them were fucking smashed. In this box had a giant hole in the side of it. It was fucking ripped. I'm like, lady, why in the fuck did you write fragile on this? Because when you write that on there, it's like, please kick me sign.
Well, and then Jay tried to charge me like $250 to fucking ship it.
Dude it was stupid.
Was it really
That's right,
that
they-
much to ship it?
Well,
No,
they got
I
me today
noticed
too.
it.
No, they put it 3-day select. And when I told
Oh.
them no, just basic ground, and double checked, and they're like, no, that's the one. And then called them back after I got home and checked my other receipts. I was like, okay, you bitches are lying to me, so fix this. And then they finally did. But they got me today though. I shipped out Spade's logo to Glitchy. Shipping's $33.12. Not bad at all, except for additional handling fees, $27. For what? I boxed it. They didn't package it, nothing. It was just all I need you to do is throw this bitch on the truck. It was a 7-pound package, and they threw a $27 just addition. That's all it says. Additional handling fees.
So Jay pays for it all, and then he sends me tracking, receipt, breakdown, and all that stuff. $262.02. And then I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, all right, 3-day select was $184. Service options were $250. Fuel surcharge was $40. And additional handling was $33. But I'm sitting there and I text him, I'm like, 3-day select, and then he calls me and he's like, yeah, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. So then he calls him back and all that other shit. It ended up being $115 to ship it, which I was like, that's mucho bettero.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Especially if it's, well, I was thinking about 100 because I haven't shipped something that big. But when I did Steel's lamp, his sign was 3 foot. It came apart and it wasn't as big, so the package was smaller, and his was 90 to ship to him, and he's in Kentucky. So I was like, oh.
So that that mountain picture frame you got way in the back there, I'm gonna need one of them. So you name
which
price.
one?
The one in the far back.
Which one? You want the
black and white one?
You want the white?
Yeah.
Okay.
You name your price, you'll get it.
You got a couple of them.
Name your price tool.
Okay.
So,
it has
but anyway,
no lights, by the way.
Oh, I just love the decoration of it. It's simple, and I love it. The wood,
Okay.
Yeah.
He likes my wood.
Dude, I love your wood.
He doesn't like it. He loves it.
Yeah.
He wants some more of it.
It just fits because of where I am. You know, I got mountains and shit around me, and trees and all that. Yeah.
So, but anyway, we were, trying to figure all this shit out after I got there, and then he started talking to me about his job.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's where we roll into the shenaniganery that's going on in California.
What?
It's
There's
fun.
shenaniganery going on in California?
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No, they
I
got
haven't
all
heard
their
it on
shit.
the news.
They got all their shit in one sock, man. What are you talking about?
I think this is a societal thing, though. I don't think it's just all California.
No, and what's funny is since we were talking about that in the last few days, I've seen new articles and new research pop up as to the behavior we're seeing, literally, because our fucking phones listen to us. What? But different things talking about this whole trend of this is beyond the everybody gets a trophy bullshit. This is everybody gets a trophy and can do no wrong. So it's the
Let's
whole
start from the beginning.
lack of discipline. Let's
start from the beginning. Yeah, no, go ahead. You're the one that told me all about it.
So I mean, it's it's been hard. This school year's been really difficult for me because, I mean, I don't like toot my own horn and stuff, but I'm pretty smart. I mean, I know things and I can think. That's my biggest thing is I can think. Thinking is kind of a natural thing. It made a doggy ramp out of scratch. But I can think, problem solve and stuff. But I don't know how to problem solve a 4th grader using counters. Here, let's do this. So I'll just use what I have here. 1, 2, 6. It's 12. There's 12 here. Wait, what? He's literally skip counting by ones. Just counting by ones, using manipulatives and skips. So I go. You try that again. There's not. So he does the same exact thing. I was like, okay, is this kid just messing with me? So me being a smartass, go, no. This is how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 22. He goes, oh, I miscounted then. I was like, wait, you're serious? Oh shit. Okay. So I literally had to teach him how to use counters to count by ones. In 4th grade. It's scary. I also have kids that can't count by 2s. 2, 4, 7. What? I don't know what's happening. I will go ahead and put it out there because a lot of people will still use it and it's a viable situation. This class was the COVID class. So they left spring break and didn't come back until the next October into the classroom.
start talking about your percentages, like how you were talking about with the testings and all
that's
that.
right.
Yes.
So,
and then we'll go into the COVID side of it. That's why we think it is what it is.
So that was part of my week. The other part of my week is all three of it this is an ongoing thing. We've picked the standard of students will be able to solve multi-step word problems, because they need to be able to do that. That's one of the California standards. So we've picked that and we're working on it. Okay. So the first series of results were not good by any means. One class was at like 34%. My class was at like 27%, and the other one was at like 30%. We're like pass rate. So we're like, okay, we obviously have to figure this shit out, because it was subtraction. They're not subtracting across numbers, right? They're not regrouping anything. They're just adding or just whatever. They're also not setting up the problems right at all. The higher numbers on top. I'm like, okay, wow. So we have a mixture and combination to figure out if they can't figure out the wording in the problem setup or the subtraction. So we're working on that for 2 weeks. Work on it for 2 weeks. We go give them the new test. 3 of the problems, 3 of the 5, 3 of the problems, 2 were on the other test. We went over them and showed them how to do them. 1 was a homework question that we went over and showed them how to do it. So they have the answers to it. They know them. They only had to get 4 or 5 right. So they had to be able to regurgitate those 3 and come up with an answer on the last one, showing work and all of that. The percentages, I had the highest percentage on the new one. Mind you, my last one was 27. My new one is 24% passing rate. Theirs was 23 and 21.
Passing rate?
Yes.
Passing rate. After 2 weeks of focusing on that specifically. 3 of the questions they've seen and done. None of them had any clue that they had done those questions before. I mean, I would say none of them, but obviously my kids that passed could figure it out at least.
Let me ask a quick question. These are the 4th grade, right? So they're 10, right? About 10?
9. We have a younger age group by about 6 months normally, so they're 9 turning 10.
How many of them have cell phones? Smartphones.
Maybe 5 or 6 that admit to it.
Yeah, out of like 30 something.
I'm at 30 right now. Usually my cap's 34, so I'm low. But
I'm just curious as to how many have cell phones and how many watch 8-second clips on social media, like TikTok.
Oh, they're all obsessed with. Well, here's the thing: TikTok, the cell phone thing's not necessarily the taker on that, because they are all 1-to-1 with students to devices in our district, and they go home.
What do you mean, like they get little laptops? Yeah.
Yep.
Google Chromebooks or something like that.
Not Chromebooks, actual laptops.
Oh, see, that's like similar here too. There's every student's issued like a Chromebook or something, but
yeah, my girls in their new school have them, but they stay at school. These ones don't, and they have my girls have Chromebooks.
Yeah,
the Chromebooks are more limited than an actual laptop, somewhat, but they still can access YouTube and all that junk that they do anyways.
I'm just curious if they're just
I don't know.
Not paying attention to anything because they're preoccupied with other things.
So, well, that's the thing too. We're sitting here going, Kate, during the lesson, they're able to. Well, they're doing it. We're teaching it. We're coming up to the board. They're practicing. They're good to go. But they independently, they can't do shit. And this, at the end of the week, I've come up with the theory, but a couple of theories. But
I'm curious because this is boggling me a little bit.
Well, yeah, like, so when we were talking about it, he was talking about the percentages. Like, how the fuck do they go down? Like, is there a, like a parent?
Where'd you go?
Dog.
Oh,
I heard a screech.
Your dad's over there. So he's watching the football game, but he was watching the dogs.
It's not his incision or anything, is it?
I don't think. Hey, what happened, Carrie? Carrie, what happened?
My daughter came in.
Oh, your dad stepped on one of the dogs?
Oh.
It scared him. All right. So back to what I was saying. So, like, yeah, percentages go down after, those couple of weeks. It's like, is it a parent engagement type thing? Like, like that's what the questions that I was asking. Like, how do you go down after you've been focusing on it
Right.
for 2 weeks.
Well, here's the thing, parent-wise, we've had conferences where we do goal setting conferences. So the test is a goal, it's maps that we use. It's goal setting. It tells you where they're at, where they're ready to, whatever. But it's just at the conferences, it's funny that you find characteristics when you meet the parents. It's like, oh, okay, yep, makes sense.
Oh,
You know, like it's just you get that. But these conferences were a few weeks ago, and the ones that you need to show up never do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't show up, and it's like, come on. And then they're also the ones that give you the most crap. It's like, well, if you showed up, we could explain things and talk to things, but you just want to yell and scream, and it's my fault because you're not there for your kid. Stats show that parents that go to back to school night and show up for conferences, their kids do better and they're more involved. Supposedly.
Statistic wise, they show you that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know who did the test or where that came out. That is also my district spewing numbers at me. So, I mean, they like
98% of statistics are made up on the spot.
Yeah.
Facts. Well,
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah.
Well, but that's whenever he popped up and started talking about what he was saying earlier with the COVID stuff,
right,
or whatever. And to me, this is where I think it gets a little bit interesting, and we can get into a rabbit hole in a huge conversation on how like COVID has affected society as a whole.
There's that. Is he? I can't tell if he's talking or not. Am I just delayed?
What?
Okay, on my screen I keep seeing him. It's because it's Kick. That's why I keep looking at that.
There's a slight delay.
Just listen.
So no, for me it's the COVID idea is I have my theories. I hate going back to COVID, but when you sit and look at this, these guys were in kinder. They got 2/3 of the year, a little over that, about 3/4, because April is our spring break. We didn't come back. And then they started first grade online. They finished kinder online, started first grade online, then went to school part-time. The other piece to that is, they're going to lose some stuff. That's formation. That's foundation years. Reading, writing, all of that. My reading average is, I want to say, about 65 words per minute. That's end of kinder level in 4th grade. I have kids that can't recognize sight words. So it's crazy. But the idea behind COVID to me is it's not just that they miss school. The bigger part is they're not independent because they've never had to be. With COVID, the switch in society of the parents are home all the time. The other switch is the kids miss so much school now. Like it's just, it's fine. You can miss. It's fine. Because COVID, they missed school and just did stuff online. So it's not as high a priority as it used to be. But the major aspect is these kids cannot think on their own because they've never had to. Parents were there 24/7 for 2 years of their foundational education.
Do they not get CPS involved with truancy like they do here? They do that shit here.
CPS doesn't do shit.
Yeah, they come in like CPS gets involved when a child is truant for too many times.
But
we have an officer. They have those meetings. They have truancy officers and truancy meetings and stuff. But nothing happens. I mean, here's the thing. I would say on average 3 kids per class are truant easily already this year, and we're in week 11. 10 plus days tardy or late or absent. Go ahead.
But how do you quantify truancy during COVID and online classes when all they got to do is log on?
They didn't. Yeah. We had to track engagement, like their assignments counted for them being there or not. So if they did their assignments, they counted for being there. But they also didn't get in trouble for not being there. There was also a huge just pass them. Didn't matter.
There was like Zoom classes too in there. Did you guys
we used Teams, but
Teams,
same idea.
Microsoft Teams,
But so to what you were talking about, where they were home a lot and all that stuff. I guess how does that compare though with some kids who are homeschooled? Because they would be in the exact same situation.
Parent involvement.
I think a homeschooling parent is probably much more involved.
Yeah, it depends on the homeschool. Because if it's the parents homeschooling, yes, there's programs that have homeschool where they have the specific project-based learning structure to it, and they go visit. They have teachers that do home visits through different situations out here. So if it's homeschooling, you're homeschooling your kids, Like my cousin does it, and she does everything. She's there. She teaches them and all that. She has curriculum she buys and goes off of and all that. She meets all the standards. But again, that's parent involvement. It's a whole different world.
Well, I'm curious
COVID,
to see 8
your
years
teacher's
from
on the
now.
computer. I hope robots start running the world soon. Just gonna say that. Is a huge drop off from last year to this year.
Go ahead, Skip.
I said I'm curious to see what kind of young adults we're gonna have running around 8 years from now. The ones in those
running around.
The ones in those core years that happened during COVID, right around when they started school. And like the kindergarten and the first, second grade years, where it's really critical to have that baseline of skills and knowledge and absorption from them. And they don't get that. Like, how are they going to do for the rest of their time in school? And then when they hit 18 and they're supposed to graduate, like, what is this group of students or kids like going to look like? I mean, what are they? Is there going to be like this huge, just
there's going to be a drop off.
2 year like lull in ability and skills? I feel like there will be
huge drop off.
I could see that, yeah. In those formative years. But what I was going to say too about the homeschool thing too is I honestly think it also depends on the child. I think a lot of it does have because not trying to be biased, because we homeschool JC. And our involvement is there, but it's not a huge amount of involvement because of the way that her learning style is. Yeah. The homeschool that she does is a lot of, they pre-record, a teacher pre-records videos or whatever, teaches all the lessons, and then she has to go through and, apply the lessons and then do the quizzes and the tests and all that stuff, and then if she has a question and all that stuff, she'll come and ask us.
That's the key right there, man.
Yeah.
If she doesn't understand something, you guys break it down,
Yeah.
Well, but what she does though, is she goes right back to the video of the lesson, finds that piece where she has a question on, and she goes to find it. She goes to find the answer because she hardly ever asks us.
You would think that's common sense. That's the biggest struggle. It's like, look, guys, we literally, we need more examples. Okay, but here's the thing. You want more examples, but one, where are the examples that I already did? That's the problem. You didn't do them, so you don't have them. Also, you need more examples. Go back. To me, the most mind-boggling thing is the way these books are written, even through college and the tests and all this stuff. You go to test taker, you're answering homework questions. You're probably going to have one or two of them that are already done for you in the examples.
Yeah.
They're very simple. They all link from in the book or go back. There's only so many numbers you can use. And you'd be shocked and surprised at how many times 420 and 69 comes up in a math book. But it does. Besides the point, sorry. But like, it's the little things that just don't connect. I'll throw this out there without giving specific numbers, just based on our platform. My class is half, the average is half of where is ideally on our tests. So it's a huge drop off from where it should be. We have a certain percentile that they should be at, and my class's average is half of that for math. One of the third grade classes, I didn't get the information in the other two, but one of the third grade classes was my old co-teacher for fourth. Her class this year is half of mine. So they're a quarter. Yeah. So it's not exactly a quarter, but it's right there. So yeah. So my drop off from last year to this year is about to be the same gap from this year to next year. And yeah, just for the 2 years, it's going to be insane. The other thing is these kids don't stop talking. So there's that. Now,
what do you
go ahead?
I was going to ask,
my seat sucks.
I was going to ask, what do you think one of the biggest contributing factors to that is?
To the talking?
No, to why the drop. You think it's because of that formative years of not being inside of a school?
The amount of factors it could be is one, yes, because the third grade group started kinder online for the first third of about the first trimester of kinder. And yeah, And probably if they were in preschool, they didn't have preschool during COVID, probably shut down. Or if they did, there was very limited stuff. Not saying preschool is an indicator, but it typically is a huge help for education in general. So early years, the other thing that's contributing to the talking factor and that they've had zero discipline. For the first 2 years of the formative, they got away with everything and then some. And then the year after, we were still separating and we were still away from. So it's not just formative years in education like ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, social skills, the soft skills. People don't like to talk about the soft skills as in common sense, kind of thinking, oh, they're there, so I can't do that. People skills. Those are gone.
Because there was no socialization.
Was no socialization. Yeah, their mimic. They fall back to mimicking. And if babies, you've had kids, right? You go back and look at what's the first thing they do. They are heightened on mimicking, and that's all these kids know. They are absolutely insane about mimicking and kind of watching each other. And this is what I'm doing. Even at a glance, it's crazy. But the ability to come up with something on their own and stuff, that is absolutely low. And how they interact with each other, it's very primal. They're 0 to punching in like 0.2 seconds. Like, it's just, it's weird.
It's funny that you say that mimicking thing, because there's a pretty large swath of people that do that on social media. That they know nothing on their own. They can't create or think for themselves, and all they do is just copy and paste.
It's the bandwagon effect.
I think my solution, I've talked to my teachers, my solution to this is to stop that mimicking. I have to get them out of the ability to do it, to force them the hard way, in a sense, to be independent. But we changed seats this year. If you've seen my, I can't show, I don't have pictures in my classroom. Should send pictures of my seating, but it is group setting. It's all groups. I cannot individualize it in any way. So they're all tables and stuff. They're all groups, and I cannot. The solution to get these guys to be independent, at least work independently and think independently, I can't do it.
So the way I grew up in school was like, we had the grid platform in classes. There was no like group tables, desks all put together in groups around the room. It was like 6 by 8 down the classroom, separate desks, that kind of thing.
And
we had group in elementary, but junior high and high school.
Elementary, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
And we were an open concept school too, so like there was no actual walls in between each classrooms either.
I had it in kindergarten. I remember tables at kindergarten, round tables, or no, I'm sorry, they were square.
That's pizza.
Beyond that, it was all separate desks. Yeah, pizza, whatever. It was like 5 or 8 kids all on like little tables around.
I think ours was kindergarten, first and second is like groups, and then after that it was all the grid style,
something like that,
all the way through school.
Even the last year that JC went to school, in an actual public school, she was that was 3rd grade, and and they were still in groups.
In group settings, yeah.
Primary, typically K3 is more group settings, but we had desks and stuff. But I mean, I've done both. For the majority, we just had desks and we put them together in groups. But there's time you grid style for tests and all that stuff. I don't know what the hell they're going to do for state testing this year, because they're supposed to be 4 feet apart for state testing, so nobody can look at. That's going to be interesting how they decide to change the rules for that, because we can't accommodate that. But I need to be able to grid these guys, and I think that's the solution, just because then they'll have no choice but to survive, You know
what I feel like it does is when you have groups like that, I think what it does is mimic little echo chambers, like cities, like big cities, you know what I mean? Groups of people, they all think alike. And you got little groups, break it all the way down to the classroom. You got little tables of students. They all are kind of like their own little echo chambers.
It's very think chamber business modeling, which I understand, but at some point you need to be able to think on your own too. But I mean, it's my highly deep conspiracies. This is society trying to make us dependent on each other more than anything. Because if we're dependent on somebody, we can't go out and do for ourselves, and we need Big Brother.
It takes away the free thinking.
Yeah, and the ability to.
Yeah.
It's not just that you can free think. You don't get trained on how to problem solve if you just have somebody there giving you answers, or and that's what they do. If they don't have an answer, they sit there and don't do anything and wait. So this is my 9th year in a district. I taught before in an after school program. I've actually taught preschool to 7th grade there. I've taught 8th grade in the as an elective in the district. But it's funny because when I first started, teacher saves out. Do not give them the answer. Ask them the questions, guide them to the answer, let them think through. If they're truly stuck, obviously there's certain ones that need a little, I like sometimes we'd even flip it, give them the answer and have them figure out how to get there. Still pushing that thought process, right? The math and all that. COVID hit and it was like, oh, just pass them. Just give them. It literally was like they have to do nothing. And doing that at such an early age in where it happened, I was teaching 4th then, and those kids, every group since COVID hit that's intermediate or primary, which is 4 or 5 down to K or preschool, they're all a mess socially, 100%. They gimme, I don't have to show up when they want. It's a high percentage of just. I have five kids. I can count on my hand 5 kids literally that met or are where they're supposed to be in 4th grade. 5. Last year, probably 20%, not 5, 20% of kids weren't at level or real close. I have 5 kids that are at or above, and yeah, it's rough.
So who's raising 10-year-olds? Who's raising 10-year-olds right now? Me. So
I'm supposed to be
us having kids.
Well, yeah, this is clearly got to be part of the parenting or whatever's going on at home as well. When there's zero discipline,
there's so many factors.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a piece of it.
So many factors. Well,
okay. I was like,
governor,
we have a 10-year-old, but yeah.
Speaking of California specifically, our governor, we cannot suspend for defiance K-8. So a kid can tell me, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck off. Mm-hmm. And I get to do nothing through 8th grade.
Do they get to curse and stuff too?
Oh, they can. They'll get written up, but that's it. It's a letter home, and then yeah.
Can you fail students?
Sure, I can fail them
to where they don't pass
move
the
on.
next grade. They keep going.
They'll keep going.
That makes
so you know what's weird?
That's weird. My son had to take summer school this summer.
There's summer school.
Be able to pass his class.
We have summer school, but it's not a pass or fail, and it's an option. Yeah. It's not necessarily mandated. The crazy part for holding kids back, if they miss school, they will. That's an automatic. No, you go forward. It's opposite of what it should be.
Isn't that just making it harder and harder?
Yeah.
Well, they're falling behind the power curve. Like what the state says they should be at. Like I don't like state mandates on what they should be at. We get in trouble,
and our state scores get docked if we go over the suspension rate.
Yep.
I feel like this all boils down to a money thing.
It is. Well, yeah, it does because they do get paid. That's why they take attendance, is so they can get paid by the state.
It's in the state. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason law enforcement gets involved is because it's hurting the state money.
Yep. They get paid per kid per day.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Shit, look at those numbers. There was somebody who was comparing, I don't know, we can do the math. My wife charged $25 a day for daycare per kid and provided diapers and food, but that's besides the point. Just $25 a day per kid. So I've got 30 kids. That's, I don't know, for some days she was 10 hours a day. Okay, so $250 an hour per kid. If I got that, shit.
You'd be moving out of California?
I wouldn't have to. I'd be in and be alone, and I'd have, because at 34 kids, $250 per kid per hour per day, that's nuts. I wish I got daycare rates. They want to call us glorified babysitters. pay me.
68.
Well,
pay me like a
plus, what,
babysitter.
34.
$25 per kid or whatever
Shit.
for 30 kids is $750
A day.
a day.
Times 186. That's my contracted days with kids.
I don't see, like, I know the like glorified babysitter thing. I don't think that from the teacher's perspective. I think that parents feel that way from the parents' perspective.
That we are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's because I have a very controversial opinion, which we've kind of talked about a little bit before on partially why we homeschool JC about public school education. But like, it has nothing to do with the teachers. It has to do with the curriculum and what we're teaching. But yeah,
and the sad part is the teachers are forced into that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm so,
we have to remain neutral as best as possible.
I get so frustrated about 13 years of English, and like when my my high schooler is coming home with, I don't know if I ever told y'all about this. There was this one assignment that she came home, and I'm all about like, let's do good in school. I was a straight A student. Like, school was very big to me. I feel very differently now than I did before.
Little Mrs. Goody Two Shoes.
I just like, I don't know. That was the way I was. So, my kids will pass. That is my, but anyway, Piper came home with this English assignment one time. She was super frustrated about it. It was like, I don't know. I think it was the first year we were back here in Louisiana. And they were taking quotes from Romeo and Juliet, and they had to translate it into like modern day language. So you had to try to like interpret what they were saying in the Romeo and Juliet.
Or was it Old English to English, or was it like inferencing what they meant?
Yes, it was like inferencing what they meant, and you had to rewrite it. And I was like,
it's interpreting literature,
what they were trying to say. And I was like, and Piper is completely frustrated. She's in there and she's like, and I'm like, just Google it. Like, just Google it and see what other people are saying, because there were some of them that I didn't even like. These weren't the big quotes that you hear all the time from Romeo. These were like obscure quotes from throughout the movie. That it was like, and in my head, I'm going, what is this teaching her? How is this going to help her become an adult and be a productive member of society, to try to take a Romeo and Juliet and turn it into like modern day slang? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. It's shit like that I'm like, and when even sometimes JC, she'll come to me and she like with a problem she can't figure. I'm like, use your calculator. And I know that there's probably a lot. Go ahead at me. I don't care. But she's never going to walk around without a fucking calculator. Like, and unless she has a job that requires her to know how to do those things by hand, then there is absolutely no point in like causing tears over it. I just don't. If it's like long division, like I understand. We kind of talked about this with Jay before. Like, I understand knowing the foundation and knowing that she, probably could do it if she needed to, or understand why she needs to know how to do it. I care more about the fact that she knows she needs to divide these two things to get an answer versus actually being able to divide them by hand, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So
it just doesn't make sense
to me. On the lit, to me, that would be more of like a higher level. If you're studying language, to see how language has transformed and the meaning is kind of similar to today's slang versus, to me, that's somebody that's studying, English, the language across history. Yeah. Right. As far as calculators and stuff, I'm like, yeah, but if you, like you say, so I'll use the rubber factory for an example. Now I couldn't do it, but sitting there, could you cut, so rubber comes in a sheet or whatever, you're pulling off stock or whatever, and you cut it, could you cut it down to your freeform weight of 1.2 pounds? Probably not. You'd scale it. But after time of doing that over and over again, you can cut it and go, oh, yep, that's right. Put it on to check it. You're going to get familiar with it and be able to do the math that you're doing constantly in your head a lot more because of the repetition. So school-wise, the repetition is there. Writing it down and stuff, it's going to put it in there. It's also going to help you just to problem solve. Like, if you can do certain things, it's going to problem solve. You've got this now all the time. So I understand that process, but a part of the stuff in certain grades, we don't allow calculators until 6th grade, which, okay, the numbers get really big there. The idea of manipulating the numbers and stuff is to kind of just exercise the brain. It's more of just doing that, being able to think, and manipulate different things when you're on the fly and shopping, I mean, most of the time people don't pull out their phone to calculate stuff in the stores. They just go, oh, okay, that is what it is. I don't know. There's aspects to it, to the thinking process. If we get dependent on the calculators and Google, we're machines.
I think that's day that these things go away and we are reverting back to pre-industrial. Yeah, there's no internet, electricity's scarce. The calculators are not really a thing. When things kind of revert, if that ever happens in the future, that'd be a uh-oh. You just rip all your fucking hair out. No.
It'll grow back.
Let's say if that ever happens,
sure,
then you don't have that skill set and you rely too heavily on machines to do these things for you, then I think I see your point with that.
Yeah, we're gonna end up having to relearn it once,
or not able to. Or be dependent on the government that says I have all the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, if I thought that was a real possibility, then that, obviously.
No, yeah, I'm not. I understand your point. I get it. My daughters are in the same. Well, she's in 6th grade. She's in the same boat with that, and she's doing these ratios and big ratios and all this stuff. And she's like, I don't understand. And the doggy ramp was a perfect example of that, because the board underneath it now, I don't know. I think it came down to 21 inches. That is raising it to where I need it. I cut a board and put it in there, and my height of the top of the ramp was 47 inches or something. I was like, shit. And then my board was 36, which I knew the top had to be 36 inches. It's like, I don't want to just cut this shit down over and over again. What am I doing? I was like, oh, duh, big, small ratios. I want 36, so I need to find my X over here. So X over 36 equals 36 over whatever it was, 47. And then I did that. I used a calculator.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
I could have done it in my head, but I mean, I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. I could write it down and do it out, but if I'm shortcutting out here, I'm just trying to get it done. So
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like whenever she comes to me and she's reading a word problem or something like that, and she's like, trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, okay. And I at least make her show like how she arrived at what the calculation needs to be. And, as long as she understands that, then I'm like,
process, you're good to go.
Yeah. Then just use the calculator to figure out the answer. I care, like if we're at the store and it's like 20, calculating a discount. If I say, how would you get 20% of 100? As long as she can tell me what she would need to do to get it. I don't care if she uses a calculator to get there, but as long as she understands how to do it, then, the execution isn't as important to me. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, and we are fortunate. She is a very intelligent child. But we actually don't follow a curriculum.
Good job, Bumblebee.
We actually
know the brains come from you.
We actually know school.
I'm a dumb motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Which isn't, I don't think it's a really well-known concept, but
no schooling.
It's called no schooling or unschooling. A lot of people call it unschooling. But basically what that means is I did not register her with a homeschooling program, like a state-approved program. Her education is 95% self-driven. And the concept behind it is that kids, if they're in the proper environment, they naturally lend themselves to learning.
Yes.
And we've kind of bent them into this, put them in this box of what learning looks like in public or private, but institutional education, I guess what you would call it, where we dictate how they learn and what they learn. And the idea behind unschooling, there's been like research and stuff. I don't remember who exactly came up with it, but there's the concept is that if we just allow children to do what they feel like doing, they're naturally drawn to things that teach them something. So even things that where we would consider it playing games like Minecraft, they're learning things while they're playing Minecraft.
Roblox, that's a big
Roblox. They're learning.
The problem is that productive for society?
So here's the thing. For me, as long as they are learning the other foundational things, right? Like, and this is why, even though I don't have her in a regulated program, I still did go find her a program. It cost me like $99 a year, and I can set her curriculum or whatever. But it's only the foundation. The only thing she's responsible for is foundational math, science, and English, and things like that. But beyond that, she dictates her own like learning, and I'm like, as long as she knows how to do the basic things like we were talking about earlier, the rest of it, I really want her to figure out on her own. So like whether and again, we're really lucky because she enjoys learning and she enjoys doing things that are, educational. Like when she watches YouTube, she's generally watching something educational. She doesn't watch bullshit. She's watching
Dr. Dave,
Dr. Mike. Like,
yeah, Dr. Mike.
She loves Dr. Mike, like Dr. Mike, or she's watching documentaries, or like, so she'll be sitting at the table doing a crafting project, and then in the background she has her iPad up, and it's a YouTube video or a documentary about bugs or dinosaurs or something. Like, she's just she loves to learn about,
I guess,
random things.
My question with that is I like that, like kind of free thinking type of thing that you have there, but is there a transcript? Let's say she decides she wants to go to a college or a trade school or something, or, join the service even, and you need to have some sort of transcript. Does she have that? Like, is there a transcript available for her educational track?
Yeah, so technically, and a lot of this varies by state too, but in Louisiana, there's a couple of different things that I looked into when it came to this, because this was a conversation that Tuna and I had before we homeschooled her, because that was important, right? Like we want the door to be open for her to do college and things like that if that's what she chooses to do.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't want to hold her back in that manner. So in Louisiana, first of all, in order for them to graduate with a high school diploma, they technically, from a public school, they only have to have attended 11th and 12th grade. So technically, I could keep her homeschooled and then her decide she wants to go to college, and then I can have her tested to whether or not she can be accepted into the 11th grade, and she can do 11th and 12th grade, graduate with her peers, and that's that. The other part of it is, let's say we continue to homeschool her and we don't do that. What you have to do is, if you don't register them with a state approved program, because you have to report to the state what you're doing with them, right? You can't just pull them out of school and not do it. Sure. So since I didn't register her with an approved program, I had to register us as a school. So we are registered with the state of Louisiana as the Thompson School. And basically that's the school that she attends. So what that means is she attends a school. So I can issue her a diploma when she graduates, and it's a legitimate diploma. The caveat to that is that the school she wants to go to have to accept her credits as a transcript, like you mentioned. Right. So one of the reasons I chose the program that she's in right now, the one that she just kind of does her foundational stuff on, and they have electives and stuff too, but that she can choose like art and things like that. But if you pay for because you can do a free program on there, or if you pay the like $99 a year, it actually tracks her progress in all of the things that she's doing. So I can do like a report of all of that stuff. And that should be able to translate into a transcript, because they'll be able to go in and see everything that she's doing and stuff like that. So it is more of a complicated process. And that's why we're kind of like keeping an eye on her. Like, she technically next year she would be starting 6th grade. So, it's one of those things where at that point where we sit down and try to figure out where she's headed and what she's thinking and what she's feeling too, because if she wants to be in a school environment, I don't necessarily want to deny her that either. So we're kind of playing it by ear. And we know that if we wanted to throw her back in 6th grade, all she'd have to do is test out to make sure that she's on the same level as all of her peers, and then she could start back in school again. So there's definitely options for it. It would make it a little bit more complicated. And if we knew she was on a college track, I would probably put her in. I would still homeschool her, but I would probably put her into a state approved program, just so that she didn't have to worry about the whole transcript diploma thing when she graduated. So there's a few more hoops and things like that she'd have to jump through if we did it this way the whole time. So she's really going to dictate that depending on what direction she's going as she gets older.
So what about the social aspect of like school though? Like, is that
so? She does have
Outschool.
So there's another website called Outschool, and they have a ton of like classes and clubs. And so basically every month I put $20 in the account because there's like they're like paid
Credits,
like
tokens,
credits.
yeah.
But she can go in anytime she wants, and she can take a class, or she can be in a club. And there's every subject you can imagine is in there, from STEM to Roblox to art to fitness to whatever, you name it, that's in there. And
but it's not, hold on, caveat, it's not just the regular Roblox that everybody thinks. Like, Roblox has a lot
Roblox
of different, like, they got a bunch of different things on that.
But they'll have teachers, but they'll have like teachers in there that like run these classes. And so it'll be a group setting. So she can, interact with other kids there and in the club, she can interact with other kids that way. And stuff like that. And then she also goes to dance, a couple of times a week. So she's got friends at dance. That was something that we made sure that she still had extracurricular activities and things like that. And then I'm also part of some Facebook groups, which this one's been really difficult for me because I don't always, y'all know, Piper uses my car. So, cause I hardly ever need it, but there are homeschool groups around here locally, and they'll get the kids together and go to like, one of the activity centers, or they'll go bowling or whatever.
Sideport or whatever.
Yeah, they'll meet up.
Go to the Gator Park.
Yeah, but that one's harder for me because I don't always have access to a car, and I do work full time, so it's that one's a little bit. It's just like if I was working outside of the house, So that one we haven't been able to do as much. But she's also a really independent kid. Like she does well in a social environment, but she does well outside of a social environment as well. So she's, again, it's kind of guided by her. Like if we felt like she was missing something, or if she felt she was missing something, then we would, try to change it up a little bit. And
then like when we went to for Ruger's surgery, we took a trip to New Orleans. Like we're like, hey, take the day off of school. I went to New Orleans and did the history side of it. The French Quarter and it may have not
we
been
did like a field trip day.
Yeah, we're like, this may not, we're not directing a lesson here, but she's learning all of the different historical facts about that one particular area, which is, state we're also from, which is actually a mandatory thing inside of a state school. So she got to see all those different types of things too. Yeah.
So
we went to San Antonio and came through Gonzales. And...
Yep.
I used to love.
So her.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, so some of her friends that she goes to dance with are also homeschooled. So that's kind of nice because they can, like, they'll sometimes have sleepovers during the week because, either we or they'll do their, so they do their schoolwork together or whatever.
Speaking of, you need to put her on break this week.
Yes, I can do that.
I used to love it. I went to school in Southern California in the 80s. And not to date myself or anything, but
damn, you're old.
In the 80s, and the field trips we used to do were to missions around Southern California.
In the 80s.
And
oh yeah,
I loved those because I loved learning about that kind of stuff as a kid. I remember it. Those are some of the memories that I have from school that are really strong with me, was going to all these different monuments and missions and learning about it. And that was pretty cool, I thought.
My grandfather used to take me to all that kind of stuff. He's really into like history and museums and all that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, we were always hitting up museums and things like that growing up. And I have one of my core memories is, and I don't know how old I was, but apparently whenever I was really little, they were talking about Indians or something like that. And I guess I told my grandparents, because I grew up with my grandparents, and I was like, I looked at them and I said, I thought the Indians were extinct. And my grandfather thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And in order to prove me wrong, he took me to an Indian reservation not long after that. And we actually went to the Indian reservation so he could show me that there were, in fact, still living, breathing
Native
Americans. And
let's be PC here.
No, I mean, I was like 6 years old. I mean, like, we were talking about Indians. And so I said that Indians were extinct.
I just don't want to get canceled, okay? We're only 21 episodes in.
I think there's a difference in how you're using the terminology,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like...
I'm making a joke. Calm down, guys.
But you calm down.
But that was like my grandfather's thing. Like, if you say something like that, he's going to, like, prove you wrong. And he's still to this day. So when we went to Vegas, we drove through
New Mexico.
New Mexico, and I think we actually stayed overnight there, and we chose this one hotel because it was like historic, and they had like artwork from like Native American artwork and stuff like that, and on the walls, and like the whole walls were murals and all kinds of stuff. And so I remember we went in and there was like a plaque on the wall talking about one, and I took a picture and I sent it to my grandfather, and I was like, proof that the Indians still aren't extinct. And it was just one of those things. Like,
isn't it indigenous people now? Is that what it is?
No brothels
Tomorrow,
in
yeah,
Las Vegas.
Indigenous
Prove me
Peoples
wrong.
Day tomorrow. Yes, that's a big thing up here in the Pacific Northwest. Is First Nation.
It's Columbus Day.
Yeah, it is Columbus Day as well.
Yeah, it's Columbus.
But it was also federally recognized as Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous
so-
People Day.
Indigenous
Yeah.
Peoples Day.
Isn't that an oxymoron to have it both Columbus Day and Indigenous People Day?
No, it's
Not
Indigenous
really.
People Day now.
They
It's not
changed
Columbus Day.
it.
Oh,
Well, it's both.
Okay.
Federally, both. Yeah. Right, if you look at the government website, it's gonna say both. It says like
I
Columbus
thought they,
Day
I thought
slash.
they ditched it.
No, it's slash.
that's a
Oh.
slash.
There's a slash.
He
in there.
sucks. Oh,
That's a big thing up here too, though. Is like First Nation and Native culture in the Pacific Northwest is huge. It's everywhere.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's amazing. Like all the parks we go to around here, everything. There's a lot of different things that
We're doing our project right
But,
now,
like,
actually.
historically you can look back on, and it came from the nations that were here before.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are on
And-
a research project right now for that Native
Yeah.
Americans in
I think-
California.
I think everybody
State
gets
history.
I think everybody gets torn up on how like, oh, peaceful mind. It was fucking brutal, just like all
Oh,
other humans
they
in
were.
history. Absolutely
Yeah.
brutal as well. But
With
there's a
each
lot
other
of
insanely.
there's a lot of great things about it. Historic. You can learn about it. Like there's fucking trees here that are bent, that were forcefully grown by the natives. So they were bent at the trunk into like. I'm going to show you guys a picture actually, but they were bent at the trunk and they were facing in the direction of either a food source or a water source. And they grew this as like a navigational tool.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty
Interesting.
wild.
Yeah, it would point towards a resource. of some
Correct.
sort.
Yeah,
Whether
like
it be
water.
medicine,
Cool.
food, or water.
Right. So, pretty wild to see that, like going out into a forest and you like see this tree that's like fucking goes up, bends 90, and then bends another 90 and grows upwards.
I am a high believer that knowledge of native to your area,
It's
what
man.
they did to survive is like key. Because if anything happened and we can't get food or anything, you have like the knowledge of what they did used for medicine and food. And
See that tree right there? See how it grows up and then it bends over?
Yeah.
Well, it's pointing in the direction of a source. I think this one is a water source, but there's a lot of them out there like that. Or it marks a
Sorry,
trail.
I got to go up there to see it, just so you know.
Oh, you're good. Or it marks like a trail of some sort, like a pathway.
That's really cool.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff to learn about. And there's a lot of different things up here like that, which is pretty cool.
A lot of times we try to go field trip wise, like to Columbia and stuff. That's pretty close. They do pioneering and different stuff like that. I'm trying to get a mining town going. So they have the California Federation of Missions Foundation, something like that, and they had me like I did Minecraft, and I had when I piloted Minecraft. I think I talked about it on the podcast before, but I piloted Minecraft education for my district, and I made the kids do missions with it. So they did inside outside missions for their mission project instead of building it out of sugar cubes and stuff. Which again, for me, I was the kid that was like, I can't afford 8 billion sugar cubes. So the Minecraft mission was awesome because everybody had everything in same access. They saw it and they're like, oh, we'll pay for a field trip out here and stuff, use this, and we're going to do this whole thing during COVID. They somehow picked it up and all that, and they emailed. And obviously, well, not obviously, that fell through. They probably used it. I never got to see what they did or didn't do with it because it went came and gone, and we weren't on missions anymore. But trying to get to field trips and stuff in anymore is high and few and far in between because money.
Yeah.
It's all money. We'd rather spend millions and millions on furniture that is frankly crap, but you know that's going to better the kids' education because the table surface before wasn't conducive to learning somehow. I don't know.
I remember the kid making log cabins out of the stick pretzels and glue.
Yep.
Didn't make it home on the way home on the bus. I ate it.
You ate the glue too?
That explains a lot.
What's even worse is it's set in the classroom for like
3 days or a week.
Stale and glue.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Bro, I was addicted to salt. I still
now
am.
we know.
We know about the salt licking pants and boots thing.
Yeah.
We know you boot
I've always been that way. I was literally a freaking crawling around in a diaper, still eating a bottle.
Wow.
Hey, G, you good over there?
No.
Dallas is losing.
He's got other things going on.
Yeah. Him and I are both watching it.
Yeah.
We're actually texting about it right now.
We talked about football for a second. Let me share something I saw crazy on TikTok real quick.
All right.
I got something on football. I was going to do this right at the beginning of the podcast. I just wanted to make sure Tuna was okay today.
Dude, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
I sent him a nice picture yesterday saying cheers. That's for you, buddy.
That was nice. That was nice of you to do.
All right. UNC punter, face mask after getting hit.
The old Red River rivalry.
Work in.
The old Red River rivalry, baby.
It's picked up by the punter, Ben Kiernan. He takes off at the 40-yard line. Gets
run into a car? Holy shit.
Yeah.
We'll see if
pretty much.
Dennis Jacquez blocked.
Yeah, he got railed.
Oh no.
Work in.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, I can't.
He got smacked. Look at the face mask.
That's
after the hit.
Slow the speed down. Slow the speed down.
I was looking at it going, I thought I'm waiting for somebody's hand to grab, reach in and grab. He just sped it up.
Yeah, you just sped it up.
I was waiting for somebody to reach in and grab a face or something.
Yeah, go back to where he actually gets hit.
Yard line gets here and he takes off at the 40
bam!
Gets right at the line to gain.
Cool.
Rewind it one more time.
See if he got off at the 40-yard line, gets drilled right.
Like, dude just 180s instantly.
He takes off at the 40-yard line, gets drilled right at the line.
Yeah, that number 27 just fucking railed him.
Yeah, but
led with the helmet too.
I know you guys don't watch football, and
that's where men get railed. Porn and football.
Tuna's favorite team played their rivalry team yesterday.
Yeah, we can't.
Hold on.
Fan. I'm Texas, but not UT.
Hold on.
But you can't let that happen.
We're gonna have a history lesson real quick. Oklahoma is technically not the Longhorns' rivalry. The actual. It is. They have dubbed it the Red River rivalry, but the actual rivalry, the full rival to the Longhorns, is Texas A&M, and that goes all the way back to the fucking 50s. Because the reason that the Texas Longhorn mascot's name is Bevo is because A&M beat Texas 13-0 and branded it on the Longhorn, and Texas used that 13-0 and made it Bevo. So that rivalry goes back to the 50s, and that's one of the biggest rivalries, and that's why I can't wait till fucking next year so we can smack the dog shit out of A&M again.
A&M, baby.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I sent him a picture yesterday because I have a Texas Longhorns koozie.
And he had a Shinerbach.
Burn orange is the ugliest color.
Shinerbach just for him.
Shinerbach is excellent beer.
It's an excellent beer.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is.
What, did y'all see that TikTok that fucking AG sent?
Yeah, I would agree with his opinion. It's probably one of the best beers ever made.
Yep. I'll agree with that one wholeheartedly.
Made Tuna cry.
Yep, I did. I gave him a little tear, teardrop. You can ask Ashley. She heard the ruckus that was going on in the house yesterday.
What did I hear?
While the UT game was going on.
Oh, I'd hide in our bedroom and turn the TV on.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I do too.
Yesterday was very bad.
Did you test out the doggy ramp while you were in there by yourself, hiding secretly?
If it was a secret, then I couldn't tell you.
There's a slide.
It's still a secret.
She makes sure to tune us out of the room. She slides down it.
But after all that bullshit yesterday, no. But after all that bullshit with UT yesterday, I won.
Got a rough carpet.
I won $80 on the day. Probably going to lose $5 now with this game that's going on right now. Father-in-law won 180. He went big, but he owes me some because I gave him the bet to do. So that's where he got most of his money. We did some parlays today, and then I broke his truck.
You broke his truck?
That's illegal in California. So,
which
is highly surprising.
You know what I don't understand is there's betting on WWE.
There's betting on everything.
No,
like,
it's
how?
Not new, but new. Like they're promoting it like crazy. I was just seeing that because I watched some AEW.
Like that is predetermined. Like you can tell who's going to win like 100% of the time, and they're going
that's easy money
bets on it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
The difference between the two. Sorry.
No, you're good.
WWE and AEW. WWE is scripted to like the move. WWE scripted to the move. AEW is bullet points that they have to follow, and they know who wins. And that's it. So you have better chances winning on AEW, but it's still scripted. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, storyline wise, you know who's gonna win.
Right.
Well, just tell me who's gonna fucking win. I'll make the bets and I'll share the profits.
They don't. I don't know that you have bets on who wins.
It's legal in Louisiana.
Because the ones I've seen on for the ones they talk about is who's gonna get more pinfalls or attempt more pinfalls or who's gonna. I haven't seen one on wins.
So it's like off bets. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, when I'm thinking betting, I'm thinking like the winner and loser. You know.
I mean, I'm sure you can somewhere. I haven't looked into it, but when they're advertising it, that's what they advertise. They don't advertise who gets the win. It's who gets more submission holds in the match, who does, performs certain things.
Like I'll take a 5% commission to make the bets on whatever y'all want.
Yeah, California is shocking to me that you cannot bet in California legally.
You would think Las Vegas, California, and
which is California because we're
three
fucking left.
You might as well cut Vegas off and give it to California because it is anymore.
Let's talk about California. That whole state. They talk about Louisiana being under pool. The whole state's basically water.
What?
California, pretty much the entire state is a dried up lake bed.
Desert. Yeah, it's at sea level.
Yeah.
Yep.
California's
almost the entire state of California is a dried lake bed.
This is why where I'm at is prime real estate in the valley, and this is also why they want our water, and we ship it down to LA, and our water costs are expensive, and we have farmers who, fight for water, who produce 80% of the country's crops for whether it's almonds or whatever we do. There's a bunch of different crops that come mostly from California for the whole country, but they still don't want them to, have their water for it. It's weird.
California is only a couple of earthquakes away from not being a part of the United States, and I'm okay with that.
You've been saying that shit.
You can take Oregon with you
forever. Like, California's gonna have an earthquake and split and then go into the ocean. No, it's not.
That's not how
I won't be mad.
Escape from LA is gonna be a freaking documentary one day. Trust me.
There's one.
I agree with that one. I don't agree with too many of your conspiracies, but that one I can get on.
Who was in that? Kurt
Russell.
Yeah. Russell, so is he's gonna be the guy like narrating it and shit?
It's not gonna be Escape from LA. It's gonna be Escape from San Francisco in like 3 weeks.
I think that's already been happening, judging by the amount of empty buildings and stuff in that.
Amount of Californians in Texas right now.
California does not have to worry about necessarily the San Andreas fault. It's the Hayward fault line that goes this way, hits the Delta. If we have a big one there, we're screwed because that's where the Delta hits in the ocean. And if it breaks the system there, California will not have fresh water. It'll be all seawater blended.
If it breaks through, it'll flood the entire valley. The entire California valley.
Well, and then all you fuckers are going to end up in Texas.
They were already going to Texas.
You told me to come to Texas.
I mean, look at Austin.
Different. If it changes, I'm pointing
Austin's the new Hollywood. 100%.
Austin
It's no longer a music city.
California.
It is. Yeah. Austin is no longer a music city. It is a video recording. It's the new.
I used to love Hollywood. It. I used to love my aunt and uncle and my cousins lived in Austin. I used to visit there in the summer when I was younger, through being a teenager, and I used to love Austin. And Austin has become fucking Southern California. It's totally different from the mid '90s to now. Totally different fucking place.
Bro, Austin back in the day with Stevie Ray Vaughan. They had like a TV show called Austin City Limits where it was just freaking musicians playing on it, you know. It was like a little Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's little Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck, Texas.
It's starting to turn blue.
Don't California up my Texas.
Yeah, the bats arrived.
No. Oh man.
What's up? You guys want to wrap this thing up or what? You want to keep going?
Up to y'all.
I don't really care.
I think we got a lot of good stuff out of today.
It's like we either got to end it or I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could go pee. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What you want to do?
Slam my monitor.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
Y'all are preoccupied with other things, so we can end it.
No, not anymore.
No. I mean, it's
you're all disappointed.
I was disappointed on Saturday.
Yeah.
Today has been a good day. Like I said, I broke my father-in-law's truck. That was the only shit part.
How the
How'd
fuck
you break
do you do that?
A fucking intake bolt snapped.
How were you torquing it and it snapped?
So no, all right. So he's had a misfire.
He torqued it too hard.
10 pounds
actually
no.
So he's had a bad misfire in the truck for a little while now, and so he got the coil packs, and then we got spark plugs. Well, I started breaking into it, and I took the two out, and I was like, "Man, those are bad." And I was like, "I bet you the other ones are bad." So we started breaking everything apart, and yes, spark plugs pretty much all need to be replaced. So we're like, "All right, fuck it." So we went and got all new spark plugs and all that, and then some of them, the actual bolt from the intake or the nut from the intake bolt was not breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just coming out. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with these tonight. And I started cranking it back down. And one of the fucking intake bolts fucking snapped as I was trying to tighten it back down. Like it wasn't even tightened all the way yet. It just fucking snapped. So I was like, well,
could you get it
back
out?
No. Like it, well, I mean, yes, we could take the whole entire intake bolt out. The problem is intake bolts are a dealership item.
Wait, so Daddy can't use his truck right now?
Oh no, not at all.
He has school tomorrow.
We have two vehicles.
I can't believe you broke his truck right before he had to start class.
Bro, I didn't plan to break his truck.
Is it a dealer item? How's that a dealer item? You can't order that shit from somewhere else?
No, O'Reilly. We call it O'Reilly and AutoZone. It's a dealership item, so we're gonna have to do some calling.
This is
so you'll get it in
why
like 3 months.
This is literally why my dad was like this past week. He was like, I just need to take it somewhere and let him fix it. And Garrett's like, no, I can do it. Here we are.
But you can't predict that shit. Like honestly, like it would have happened at the fucking other shop.
It would have happened there, and they would have not said shit.
Go to a pick apart, get it.
You could go to a pick apart and get that.
Pick and pull. Pick apart. Pick and pull.
Pick and pull.
What's the heck's a pick apart?
It's a 06 Ram 4.7.
Ah.
So we're not taking a piss break?
Go for it. I'm gonna grab a whiskey really quick, and maybe we just go for like 30 more minutes and call it. What do you think?
The what year?
Yeah, sure. 06.
Right. We'll go get a whiskey. You go ahead and drain the lizard.
I'm gonna get a screwdriver. Yep.
Go get.
You keep looking there.
Hey, look, dip your bolts in fucking beeswax, and they won't fucking snap. All right.
It's a 1500.
I think so.
Guessing with the 4.7.
I didn't know he had rendered my dad's truck completely useless. That's news to me.
I think put some JB Weld on it.
My dad literally was saying earlier this week, though, he was like, No, I've worked because my dad's been a mechanic his whole life. But I think it's the 4-wheel drive stuff that he hasn't really, or that's a pain in the ass. He said, I don't know. So anyway, there was a part of it that he said was a pain in the ass, and it was just easier to take it to a shop and let them fix it because if they fuck it up, they have to pay for it. And I knew Tuna was going to be like, we can do it. And sure enough, he comes home. My dad starts talking about it. And Tuna's like, so we're going to work on that tomorrow? My dad was like, no. I'm just going to take it to a shop. And apparently that's what happened.
Just for them being liable for stuff like that is the reason why I would take it to the shop and not do it myself.
That's what my dad said. He was like, if they fuck it up, then they have to fix it. So
yeah, because if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong for me.
Yeah. But apparently Tuna into it. So.
And I'm the type of mechanic, I drop one thing, I'm already cussing and kicking shit.
Sorry, I meant to say 40 weight oil. Beeswax is for wood fasteners.
Bro, when we move, which I'm glad that it's finally cooling off here. How is it there? Yeah, it's fucking great.
Nice. This morning, whenever I let the puppies out, I opened the door. This cool, crisp air. Like I was like, oh my God, this is so nice.
It was 68 today here.
Sometime within the next 2 weeks, we're going to meet the land clearing guys at the property, tell them which acre we want cleared, and then we can start building.
I was like, clean out the fire pit. My dad goes, it's not that cold yet. And I was like, it's fucking cold enough in the evenings.
Bro, I made chili. We made chili today for dinner.
We brought the heater out in the garage for him.
First cool day in the South, you make chili.
Oh, man. So
pretty. 68 degrees.
Oh, I wish.
It was about that here this morning.
Yeah.
But it quickly got up almost to 80.
Yeah. But in the evening, though, because I remember the night before, like last night even, it was chilly outside.
I made the mistake of shaving my head, putting lotion on and everything, and then going immediately outside and start sweating and sun baking on it.
Oh, no.
Wasn't fun.
It's
and I knew better because when I shave and then go outside, like my face, and I go outside, it burns the fuck out of my face.
We had a 94 day today.
Here you go. Here's the spot I went to.
That's because the cold front's only Midwest and South,
Yeah, it's only going to be like 78 tomorrow, though. It was 90, 96 yesterday, 94 today, 73 tomorrow.
73 is nice.
23-degree drop. I'll take it. Or 21 degree after today. Yesterday's 23, but
I was going to say where we're moving.
Trying to find you a box.
There's one of the only. There's a few, I think, but only Indian or native reservation that I know in Texas, like right down the road. The Alabama Coshada Reservation. That's literally, it's like on the sign. It's Alabama Coshada Indian Reservation on the sign. So.
Yeah, but you got to say the whole thing.
That's cool. Yeah, even JC this morning, whenever she felt the weather, she was like, so are we going to start a fire?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, it is almost fireplace time.
No, she was like, wait, this means that we get to do it.
Yeah. We get to start a fire.
I was saying earlier, it's a Southern tradition that if, as soon as it gets that first coolness out of summer, you make chili.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Jay?
I'm just ready to sit outside.
Give me your Addy on DM. Beautiful.
Is the other one available as well?
What other one?
There's two there in your
the orange one.
That's orange. My camera sucks. This cherry red, yeah. The other, I just have to make more for my event.
Oh.
I think
that's what this week's for.
Makes it look orange.
Yeah. I'm sure it gets redder the more closer you get.
Yeah. It's the light that's like shining on it.
It's a traditional cherry.
Okay.
I have another white one that's I'll send that one and not the one back there just because I gotta tweak that one back there.
Have you ever done like knife scales and shit like that?
What?
Stabilized wood, knife scales, and
knife scales.
The side plates on knife handles.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's some cool ass shit with that. I've seen people do.
Yeah, I watch that quite often, where they redo them, restore them, and stuff, and do brand new ones.
I've seen somebody do like a pine cone and cut it in half, and then resin it, stabilize it, make a knife scale out of that. It's fucking awesome shit. It is crazy shit.
I got a buddy who's him and his dad they have this company called Morris Knives. They make knives, like they make the handles, the blades, all that shit. It's pretty badass.
I won a custom knife on a Facebook giveaway from a pretty reputable knife maker.
Nice. Yeah, they would do like hardening of files, old files, like metal files and stuff, and they would create knives out of them.
Those are like some of the best. That's the best metal you use for knives. That carbon steel. They
would make it so it wasn't as brittle, because a file is very brittle. Like you could slap it down on a fucking metal table or something, it'll shatter or just snap in half. So they anneal it.
The old ones weren't like that.
Yeah, they were. They would snap. They would anneal. They anneal these knives to where they're not brittle like that. But they make blades.
Mine's a Hofner knives.
I've always wanted a Roro tie Bowie knife, but that's some of the worst metal to make a knife that I hear. So
all I know is whatever Bumblebee's brand is, don't cut tape with it. It dulls it.
Don't cut tape with it?
No, don't fucking cut a package that fucking Jay sends out with any fucking knife.
Would you have a Frost?
I mean, I got a Benchmade knife.
Dude, this motherfucker went through 6 rolls of tape to get that fucking package going.
Bro, Benchmade's legit.
Yeah,
I don't care for their style of knife.
Really? I have a 440C. What is it?
ZT.
ZT. Oh.
ZT and Kershaw. It's the ones I like.
Kershaw
if I'm going for like a budget. Yeah. If I'm going for a budget knife, Kershaw 100%.
Yeah, Gerber's
but like I carry my daily is a ZT, zero tolerance.
Why is it called zero tolerance?
3502.
Oh, you like the serrations on that?
Oh no, I got it for free, but I would prefer no serrations. But I do have a serration sharpener, so it's fine. I use it to cut my wine open, the serrations, so it's.
I know what Jay's. When I send my address to people for shipping shit.
Not right now.
What?
Not you, the little ones out here.
I'm gonna text it to you in Twitter. I always understand, like, don't be. You're gonna Zillow my fucking address. I know you will. Everybody does.
No.
No, I'm gonna go to the store and send it to your address. So
okay.
I don't look up
if
address.
If you do, just keep it to yourself. That's all.
Okay. Wait, are you offering me your address?
You want my shipping address?
Your place? No, you said to keep it to myself. So
keep it to yourself.
And swatted.
I sent you pictures on Discord up close, so you can see the colors.
Yeah.
So on the white one, if you look on the right side, I messed up when I was bratting and putting the what I call the trim in, the snow cap in, and I misplaced some or on my start on my left, so it ended up shorter on the right side, so it doesn't quite reach the frame.
Oh, okay.
And it bothers me.
So that's what you're fixing on it?
Maybe.
All right.
If I can figure out a cut. I have another snow cap one in the back though.
I sent you my address in Twitter.
Got it.
On the new property, we're gonna grow a few black walnuts, so in like 20 years we could harvest them, sell the slabs.
Black walnut is expensive.
Really? Yeah.
But it's very pretty, yeah.
Any hardwood is fucking expensive right now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, the wood prices are ridiculous.
I mean, I've been messing with pine. Well, fucking Home Depot, man. So these guys back here, I got their 4 foot by 11 by 3/4 inch pine.
Mm-hmm.
I got 11 of them or 12 of them because it was the max bulk pricing started at 10. I was like, well, it was if I bought 11, I'm getting 1 free. If I bought 12, I'm getting 2 for $5, whatever. Because they're like 11, they're like $13 a piece, and they went down to 10.50 or something. So I was like, all right, I was going back down because I needed to get more. Because I did the doggy ramp out of that. I did just a couple things I did out of the barbershop trays. So I had a bunch of stuff to do out of it. So I just bought bulk. I was like, that's fine. It saves on those and it cuts prices. I go down to do it again. They changed their bulk pricing to start at 25. I was like, you fuckers. Mm-hmm. I don't need 25 of them.
There's your decanter tray maker right there.
Oh.
I ordered one.
Oh.
It's on its way.
Maybe I need a decanter tray maker.
Listen, I'm working on it right now.
I have some wood specifics if I'm going to ask you to make me a decanter tray.
No. You need a whole bar cart.
I think I'm gonna build a bar downstairs right that way.
I think you just need a bar cart that you can put next to your
I want like a fucking bar with a kegerator and shit in it. And some shelving.
Well, you can have that too.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered one. Too. It's on its way.
I can't find Twitter.
Nice. What'd you get?
And
look for X.
Just a plain black one.
Pretend you're a 12-year-old and you're looking for your favorite number or letter.
Like faux wood.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, damn it. You're 14 hours away from me. That's a road trip.
Come on up, man. My door's open.
Fancy. I bought it and then I already bought 2 bottles, to fill the decanter sitting right here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shoot, I think it was like a 6 to 8 hour flight.
What you got?
To get to Seattle.
Some Glenlivet.
My Glenlivet, 12-year-old,
Yeah. The AG's drink of choice right there.
Yeah. So sitting right here. So when that tray comes, I can set it all up on my desk right here.
Ooh. Fancy. Yeah, I want to build a bar downstairs. I'd have to cut some carpet out though.
I used to have
like
a
10 by
mini
10
fridge. That's as close I got to a bar at my setup.
Do you think that's good? Like a 10 by 10 area? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's more than good.
I think I just had an earthquake.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I just had an earthquake.
A day and 2 hours to Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10
How close to Houston? You're probably a day and
hold on a second.
2 hours from Houston.
Yeah, go check
No. A day and 4 hours from Houston. If you're a day and 8 to Bumblebee.
How big was that thing?
You're like
probably
5 hours from Vegas, right?
9. Well, it depends. 9 to 10. Where I'm, if it's
I guess you're more north, huh?
Central.
Yeah.
A lot of people call it northern, but no, we're central. I'm an hour south of the capital of Sacramento.
Sacramento, still north, yeah.
Best thing to come out of Sacramento is fucking Papa Roach.
You wouldn't be far from like Reno then. Like
Reno's like 6, 4, 6.
So what was the verdict? You're muted.
Yeah, I'll be at Universal Studios
at the
end of the month.
How big was the earthquake?
It was like I'm sitting here and I just felt everything go whoop, like that. It was a fast, quick, short one.
So it was like
it was a little man.
It was an earth quiver. Let's get real.
It was a quiver. Yeah.
Well, that's not the issue. The issue is you're on the water, so you need to watch that fucking water.
I'm on the eastern side of the island, so the western side of the island is where a tsunami would come from.
It don't take much to cover that entire island.
I don't know. I'm already 100 feet up, so above the water. Tsunamis are generally low but very forceful long waves. And it'll come from the east side of the island, or the west side of the island rather than the east.
I'm low and forceful too.
Don't they normally push the water away and not... Well,
there'll be a long drawback, but it'll be... Yeah, what'd you say, AG? 30, 40 feet
20,
high?
30 feet, yeah, 20,
but it'll come with so much force.
But it's so much force of water that
that's what she said.
Yeah, the angry inch.
That's what she does.
No, it was a little earthquake. It was just a little like wobble really fast, shook everything for a second and then stopped.
It was a earth quiver.
It was an earth quiver, yeah. Yeah. It was like if you were to breathe gently on the back of the neck of the earth.
Ooh. No. It was a piss shiver.
Oh yeah, it was a piss shiver. That's what.
Somewhere in the United States, a river changed its course, and it get a piss shiver.
I want to know something that I've always been curious about. You know, like dudes get a piss shiver, right? Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes,
not all the time. Yeah.
Do women get piss shivers too, or is that just dudes?
Ash, that's your question.
You know, I was thinking today we need more women.
Like if you are peeing, right, and then you just get like a
we're like this, and we just kind of we're just like
yeah, like a chill just goes through your body.
You're taking a piss. Don't do that.
That was the point. I might be.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's different. I don't know.
It's probably different.
I don't know.
It's just like you like.
She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's something
if
going
she's
on
saying that, then
all right.
With my dad, I'll be back.
We gotta. All right. If we end,
my wife said no.
Women don't get piss shivers.
No, she said no. She's never had a piss shiver.
You know what's shitty about piss shivers is if you get a strong enough one.
If you get a good one, you get a good one.
Yeah.
What's worse than that is you're going and you're just like, no, let me finish. Oh shit!
A piss sneeze.
Yeah. You basically just go.
I would rather blow out all this than
just lay down at that
sneeze
point and just lay into it and
just sit down.
Like,
yeah, just instantly just sit down on the toilet front facing and just, you know.
Another thing a woman will never understand is morning wood.
Yeah, do the morning wood pee. Just bloop,
like hands on the wall, lean over it.
What comedian was talking about like the benefits of, I think it was Daniel Tosh. He was talking about sitting on the toilet in reverse and how like amazing it is because you could use the tank as like a table. You could have a bowl of cereal. You could fucking
but who's
read a book? You know,
on the toilet, though.
Like sitting on the toilet in reverse, dude. Yeah, you could like, I don't know. That's disgusting to me. People eat and shit at the same time, which is fucking gross.
That's disgusting.
I watched somebody walk into a bathroom stall with a fucking half a sandwich once, dude.
I feel like that's the snake eating its own tail. When you start doing that, like it's downhill from there. Like not coming up.
It's typically the drinking for me. Yeah. Typically, it's if I'm drinking, I'm like, I gotta go, and it's in my hand, so I just.
That's different. Normal, yeah.
That's
or
in
you just set it up on the top,
know?
Set it on the back. You know, you're good.
Yeah, drinks are different, but eating is a little and pooing.
I
don't know if I would drink and poo either.
I miss urinals that have the handle. And the reason why I miss those is because that is like the gate where you could set your beer bottle behind it and it wouldn't slide off the fucking urinal.
Right.
You know? It had a little handle. It's like a little gate. It keeps it there for you. And all these automatic flushers. You set your beer up, they'll just fucking slowly slide off. You know?
And another thing they would never understand is how we used to have to piss in fucking literal horse troughs filled with ice.
Trough?
Yep.
Trough.
That's still a thing some places.
Yeah.
Some places,
stadiums. Certain stadiums.
Yeah. Fairs.
The Summit used to have that.
Fairs and stuff like that will have it.
Red Rocks.
The Summit is now
Amphitheater has that in Colorado.
Fucking Joel Osteen's church is now the Summit.
Joel
Osteen's
Summit what? Yeah,
the
Summit is now Joel Osteen's church. Yeah.
Or is it more like a concert?
It's a church. It's a mega church. It's the biggest
social
mega
aspect
church.
of urinals.
I question.
They took over the Rocket. They took over the Rockets' old stadium before they moved into the Toyota Center.
Here's the thing:
it has
like
the church.
I already
is this like an evangelist type of church.
Well, evangelism is an action.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's an evangelist.
So it's an 100%. Action, is what it is. It's an action, but. I mean, I already questioned the concept of the church anyways. Not exactly. I'm a believer in God, but
big churches.
I question the concept of a church. And then when you put the word mega in front of it,
yeah.
You lose me. You lose me.
And then you pair that with a face that looks like it's like a mask from
mega means Purge. Money. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, less to do with the creator.
Most all churches mean money. I'm sorry.
True.
Just what it is. A lot of them, it's all about money.
I used to have I love her to death. She was like a freaking third mom to me. She used to be one of my roommates when I had my first daughter. She was our roommate, actually. She would watch Joel Osteen every Sunday religiously. She said she would have to go to church and watch him, and the dude gives me the creeps.
Oh yeah,
just watching him it's like you get this fucking ick on you.
Also, question the concept of churches, especially when in reading it says that you're not to pray in public, because praying in public is for the idea of, hey, look at me, I'm praying. It's not supposed to be that. The church is where you are, essentially. But interpretations and
yeah,
it is what it is.
I did the church thing for a while. I did it a little bit growing up. I was Catholic.
Did it growing up?
It's nice, especially in small town, for social aspect.
I did it. I did it as an adult in a non-denominational place for a while. I tithed everything. So my issue with the church is that it's organized, and I'm not a fan of that. I thought about it, and I'm like, why do I need to go to this place to have a relationship with my creator?
Yeah.
You don't.
And then give money to someone as if I'm tipping them, perhaps, or I'm giving them tithing, which is 10% of my income. I understand the book, right? But at the same time, understand that this book was written by human hands.
Yeah.
Which is
interpreted by human ears.
And written in
multiple
humans are
versions down the line.
Created in the image of God. Okay. That does not mean that they write God's word on paper. So, who am I to believe this book? Who am I to believe what parts of it?
My personal belief is that the Bible is written only to justify man's law over man.
Correct. That's how I think it is too.
I would love to have the knowledge
of
the language and go back to when it was written, or each book, and in that the original language, so I wouldn't lose translation. You know what I mean? Like just because there's so much, and there's so many things that are left out. There's verses that are skipped and they can't count by ones, but it's skipped. They leave stuff out and they change stuff, and interpretations are different and all that stuff throughout the years, and
you have Old Testament and New Testament. Like, wait, he said something twice.
Well, then you have different versions. Right, you have different versions,
King James, and
you have that. Plus, let's see, the Holy Bible, right, which is made up of the Old Testament and the New Testament. Then you also have the Quran. Okay, the Quran is similar, and also a lot of, like, let's say, for example, Jesus is a prophet in the Quran. He's not God in the Quran; he's a prophet. So there's like this book, and then there's this book, and then there's this extra book that's newer. And okay, guys. You know,
which one? I believe they all have truths, but nobody has the answers.
They all have the person who wrote that book, their section, their book, right? The book of that is their belief, that is their idea, that is what they envisioned and what they've put on paper. It does not mean it happened. Does not mean it's true. It just means that's their interpretation of it.
I just got a hold fast outlast notification from YouTube.
What does that mean?
Something scheduled?
What's going on? I got a notification for the video of what's going on with these IRL streamers.
What does it say?
Video. No, it's just that it gave me a notification that we posted one.
Posted on last Wednesday.
It just now gave me the notification.
You just opened YouTube.
Literally just now. No, literally just now it gave it to me. And I've been watching the YouTube all week.
I watch
at least once a day.
I either listen to it. I listen to each one on either iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube just to like hear it back, just get the sound, see where the conversation went, all that kind of shit. Just for my own.
Yeah.
That's the thing about streaming and broadcasting. I think a lot of people don't do that they should is listen back to your VODs, listen back to your YouTubes.
Oh, I can't. I hate me.
You have to do it though, man. How else do you critique yourself?
I know. I don't like my voice. I don't like hearing my voice.
I
used to have to do it for teaching.
Yeah.
We'd record and do that and stuff, and I'm like, it's good for critiques and stuff, but I'm just like,
I think everyone feels funny about hearing their own voice.
Yeah, usually most people do.
I was talking to my mom this week, and I told her, I was like, I hate the fact that my son's voice, he's in 7th grade. I hate that he has a deeper voice than me already. She goes, what are you going to do when he gets taller than you? I'm going to kick him in the fucking nuts. If he gets taller than me, fuck you, you son of a bitch, Like, damn.
Be okay with it. Be okay with it. Just be okay with it. My son's shorter than me, but my daughter is my height right now, and she's probably being taller than me.
I think
because that's other than my dad, I'm the tallest in my family out of everybody. My dad's 6'6", but I'm 6 foot, and everybody else has been shorter than me. If my son gets taller than me, I can't handle it.
When you're older, you're gonna be 5'11" and then 5'10".
I probably already am, but I'm still 6 foot because at my max, I was 6 foot.
Oh,
that's all that matters.